G'day guys, my name's Dave Tran and welcome to another GuitarZero2Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson I'll be teaching you how to play Somebody Else by the 1975. So for the basics of this song you'll need your guitar in standard tuning and you'll need to know 5 chord shapes. Now if you want to master your chords back to front then be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. So the 5 chord shapes are F, we have G. Now for this G chord, I'm actually going to lift my pinky and ring finger up off the first and second strings. I'm actually not going to play that first string either, so I'm only strumming down to the second string. Playing the G chord like this, I think sounds best for this song. Then we have A minor 7, then we have E, and finally we have C7/B flat. Now to play that, all you're going to do is put your index finger on the 1st fret of the 5th string, your ring finger will go on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and your middle finger will go on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And you're gonna leave the top 6th string muted, you're not gonna hit that string, and that's C7/B flat. Now just before we start, the toughest thing about this song is probably going to be the timing, but I'll have the annotations up here for the timing and I'll also have the simple chords for you to follow along with. So just be patient and I'll know you'll get it. Now the intro of the song starts with a lead-in chord that actually isn't on the 1 beat. So it's a G chord and it actually starts on the 3 beat. Then we get into the real part of our intro and it's just a 4 chord progression that goes F, A minor 7, and then G, and then G again. Now we're just going to strum each of these chords once. So that's easy enough. The trickiest part's going to be when you're going to strum them. So the F chord will be strummed on the end beat just before the 1. The second chord, the A minor 7, will be strummed on the 3 beat of the next count of 4. The third chord, the G, will be strummed again on the end beat just before the 1. And then our last G is strummed on the 3 beat in the next count. That might sound a little confusing, but if you just follow the count down in the annotations, it'll be easy enough. So the intro will sound like this with a count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 4 and... So that's it for the intro. Now we get to the first verse, and the timing in the first verse is a lot easier, so we won't need to worry about chords coming in before the 1 beat. For the verse we have 2 lines of chords. The first line is played through twice, and again we don't have a strumming pattern, we're just strumming each chord once here. But this time all the chords are on the 1 beat. So for the first line of chords we have F, G, and then A minor. Now the A minor is going to be held out for 8 beats here and the F and the G will be held out for 4 beats. Then for the second line of chords we have F and then G and then E and then A and then finally C7/B flat. Now for this second line of chords, each chord is held out for 4 beats except for the last chord, the C7/B flat, which is held out for 6 beats, and then the chorus comes in. So the first verse will just sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and now we get into our chorus. Now our chorus will have a very simple strumming pattern throughout the whole thing. It will just be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And you'll just continue that throughout the whole chorus structure. Again, the most difficult part about this chorus is going to be where you're going to change the chords. And some of these chords are going to change on the end beat before the 1, similar to what we had in the intro. So like the intro, we have a lead-in chord that takes us into the chorus. And again, that's just G. and that's on the 3 beat again. And the point when we actually get into the chord progression is on the end beat before the 1. Then from there, our chord progression is very easy. It's just F, A minor, and then G. Now the point at which you go to the A minor 7 is going to be on the 3 beat of the second count of 4. Again, if this sounds confusing, then just be sure to check out the timing annotation here. And again, the A minor 7 is not held out for very long. It goes to the G chord on the end beat before the 1. So it goes like this, from the A minor to the G. 3 and 4 and. So whenever we change chords on that end beat before the 1, it's going to be on an upstroke. So starting from the lead in, we go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Notice how that up strum starts off our F chord, or the start of our chord progression. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And for the chorus, you literally just keep repeating that same structure. You just have to remember that those chord changes occur before the 1 beat. So one more time, including the lead-in chord, it'll sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's it for the main chorus structure. Now we get into the second verse, and the second verse is fairly easy. There's just a 4 chord progression that just goes F, A minor 7, G, and then back to A minor 7. Now the strumming pattern we're going to use here is a little funky. It's just a down, up, slap. And make sure that down holds on longer than the up. So it's down, up, slap. And one more time, down, up, slap. To do that percussive slap sound, it's more or less a down strum. But when you come down for the strum, you're going to take your palm and hit it onto the middle of the strings so that no notes ring out like that. Make sure that your palm's a bit further in, because if it's too far back near the bridge, strings are going to ring out. So that's how you do that percussive slap sound. So again, down, up, slap is the strumming pattern. And you're going to do that 3 times for the F, once for the A minor 7, 3 times for the G, and then once more for the A minor 7. So the verse would just sound like this. Down, up, slap, 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 down, up, slap. Just before that second chorus, however, we shorten that chord progression a tiny bit. It's F for 3 strumming patterns, A minor for 1, and then G just for the 2, and then there's a pause. So just before the chorus, it goes like this. Down, up, slap, 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 pause. That's it for the second verse. The second chorus is exactly the same as the first chorus, and then we get into the bridge. And the bridge is fairly simple as well. It's quite similar to that second verse. We're going to use the same strumming pattern. So for the bridge, it's just 2 chords. It's F and then G. And we're going to use that same strumming pattern. Down, up, slap. And we're going to play that 6 times for the F chord and 2 times for the G chord. And then just repeat that 4 times. So the chord progression will just sound like this. Down, up, slap, 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 down, up, slap. The last time we played that 2 chord progression in the bridge though, that G is just going to be played once with that down, up, slap pattern. That's just going to make room for the lead-in chord for the chorus chord progression. So the last time you play the bridge chord progression, it just sounds like this. Down, up, slap, 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 down, up, slap. And then the lead-in chord to the chorus chords, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and etc., etc. So that takes us to the solo section of the song, and in the solo section you're just going to be playing the chorus chords. Now I'm going to quickly teach you the solo. So for the solo, you'll take your ring finger and you'll put it on the 15th fret of the 2nd string, and you're going to bend this up to the pitch of the 17th fret. Quickly after you've bent it up and you come down, you're then going to pull off that 15th fret to the 13th fret. So it'll sound like this. And one more time. And then with your middle finger, you'll go to the 14th fret of the 3rd string, go back to the 13th fret of the 2nd string, and then up to the 15th fret of the 2nd string. So that little run sounds like this. You're going to play that 4 times in a row, and then at the end of that, you'll quickly add these 2 notes. The 12th fret of the 2nd string, and then the 14th fret of the 3rd string. So far we have this. Now for the second part of the chorus, we're going to use that same lick again, but we're going to play it 3 times instead of 4. So this lick here, you're going to play that 3 times, and then after that, we have a different line which goes like this. We start with our index finger on the 12th fret of the 1st string, then with our middle finger, 13th fret, back to the 12th fret, and then with our ring finger, 15th fret of the 2nd string, and then back up to the 12th fret of the 1st string, and then again down to the 15th fret of the 2nd string, and then 13th fret of the 2nd string. So we go 12, 13, 12, 15, 12, 15, 13, and smoothly. And in total, the full solo will sound like this. Now I'm going to play through the whole song. I'm going to have a vocal track on top for some context. So do play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Be sure to head over to GuitarZero2Hero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more in the future, then it means so much if you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave your thoughts, comments and questions below, and I'll see you next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers guys.
Just fine before I met you. Drink too much and that's an issue. Okay. Tell your friends it was nice to meet them, but I hope I never see them again.